What's going on? It's your boy Larry Philly Carter. You can catch up with me at Mr. Carter ATL on Instagram, or you can follow my blog on YouTube, Philly World. Make sure you, while you're on Instagram, follow Culture Clubb ATL. All right, I'll see you there.
The one channel on YouTube where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences, and welcome to Culture Clubb. Like we do in every episode, we are going to reintroduce ourselves from our right to our left, state your name, and whether or not virginity is a turn on or turn off for you.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sherrod, and virginity is a turn off.
All right.
Hi, my name's Devin Barrington Ward, and virginity, I feel indifferent about it.
Okay.
I can't say that it's a turn on.
What's your name?
Oh, my name is Chris June. I don't, like, I just feel like you need to know what you're doing somehow. If, you know, maybe you, like, did a workshop or something. But you can't be going in blind.
It hurt back there.
All right.
It hurt back there.
All right, here we go. Let me slide in real quick.
That's what she said.
Right.
Yes, she said, yes, I am right quick.
Is that,
Who's going to be responsible?
Okay, I am. What's the deal?
Thank you.
I was wondering, because I saw that right here.
Oh,
Oh, I'm so excited.
to make sure it's to make sure it's full. To make sure what this backpack is zipped up.
We're gonna move this table out the way.
All right, no problem.
Hey, Harold, how you doing? Good to see you. Good. Good. Good.
Good what?
Take my black ass upstairs. I'm gonna get some more.
Okay, you gonna get yourself together?
Yeah. Francois.
Wow, that was nice.
Don't fall asleep, because I need you. Because you know they patrolling.
All right, so he has this.
No, I'm supposed to run.
But not her, just the girl.
I don't get
My name is Francois.
Ain't no issue. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Trey, Maurice.
Yes, yes, tons of people. Yes. Hi. Yay! And we got a human rights campaign person, so I mean, you know, black activism off the table.
Hey.
Yes. Hey, I'm gonna go
We need you.
You so stupid.
See, I haven't even started recording yet.
It's recording now.
Oh.
Oh, so it's 5 o'clock. So that means like I see y'all at 6.
You get on my nerves.
I love you, baby. Look at Jeremy looking all cute and shit.
I did this just for you.
Bitch.
I got dressed up just for you.
For me? Now I'm looking at Boo Boo the fool.
No, you look fabulous.
Okay, no, bitch, I don't. Stop.
We were chatting.
So when she comes back down, she's gonna be transformed.
I'm gonna be transformed. I'm gonna be Olivia. Baby, we're not saying. Come on.
Yeah, he's like right there. He like
Come on,
I'm right
Chris, why
y'all.
we going upstairs? Come on.
Chris, can you slide that door open? Jeremy is here. Jeremy is
Ain't that
here.
something?
Ain't that beautiful?
That's a blessing.
You know, Sheldon was like, oh, I wish I would have came. Y'all filming Culture Clubb. What's going on? What that mean?
No, I was like, oh, yeah, you should have came. He should have.
It's so nice. You're so messy. What's going on, world? Thank you guys for tuning into A Connection TV, the network, the one channel on YouTube where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences, and welcome to Culture Clubb. Like we do on every episode of Culture Clubb, we are going to reintroduce ourselves. From our right to our left, state your name and your favorite moment from this past Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. Well, my name is Chris June. I have to say my favorite moment from this past Thanksgiving was just getting a chance to touch base with my family, you know, because they always want to know, like, what are you doing? And for me to be able to tell them so much that I've done, it was a good moment. On top of that, for them to, like, reinstill me with some more inspiration for where I'm going to continue to go, so.
All right.
Hello, I'm Sherrod, and my favorite moment from this past Thanksgiving was being surprised by my family and really just enjoying that moment because I couldn't go home because United had us working crazy. So for them to come down here and surprise me, and we had Thanksgiving dinner and all that, was great.
Cool. I am Jeremy, and my favorite moment from this past Thanksgiving was my cousin, who had been gone for about 15 years, showed up to Thanksgiving, so that really surprised everybody. No one knew he was coming. My grandmother was so excited, so that was pretty good.
Okay. I am Wesley. My favorite moment for this particular Thanksgiving was being invited to go out somewhere and eat at someone's house, because I'm never really invited during these holiday functions, and I don't really celebrate the holidays, so that was the best part.
That's what's up.
I'm Trey, and my favorite holiday moment this past Thanksgiving, this was our first Thanksgiving in our new home, and my whole family came over and we played a family flag football game.
Okay.
Okay, must be warm.
I'm Larry, and my favorite moment from Thanksgiving was I was at my in-laws, and we were kind of after dinner sitting at the table and just talking about family planning and future, and just being included was like, it felt really good. So
Awesome. So we are in Atlanta. We have on scarves and like sweaters, and he has on a jacket. We live in hot Atlanta, but there's nothing hot about Atlanta right now because we just went through what Atlanta would consider a blizzard. And I'm from the north. I'm from New York. I was in New York for 15 years. You're used to the north. And you know, at first glance, I'm like, okay, great, snow, cool. Let's get out the house. Can't go anywhere. Because when Atlanta gets a centimeter of snow, they shut down. And everything yesterday was completely closed, and I was so aggravated because I'm like, what in the hell is going on? There were no trucks outside throwing salt or sand down. There was nothing. And like, you would call a place and it just rung and rung and rung because everybody was closed. What in the living hell is going on in Atlanta? How long have you been in Atlanta?
I've been here 13 years.
13 years. Why?
Why? Because in 13 years, it may have snowed like this maybe 3 or 4. So it doesn't make sense to invest money. It's like those salt trucks cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it doesn't make sense as a city to invest money in something that you'll use 3 times out of a decade. Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I think they need to go ahead and retrofit some of these pickup trucks out here, get a whole fleet going or something that they could, you know, they use them trucks for something else, put on an attachment with some salt, you know, and get it popping because they just closing stuff and just canceling stuff, and the streets are pretty much clear. And as I was saying earlier, it's like little piles of slush, which are no different than the trash that be out in the city anyway, so you got to avoid that. So you can just, you know, drive around it and, you know, open up your business.
That part.
That's how I feel.
That part. Sherrod?
I just really think, like, because, you know, I'm from Chicago, so this is just, like, really sad. You know, I'm just like, it's just snow, people. Like, I mean, if you can walk in it, you can drive in it, okay? It's just, it ain't that much. But I do feel like they just need to treat it like every other city. Like, just have everything on standby, shovels, all that, trucks, because, like, you know, it's the world is coming to an end. So, places that you didn't think that it would snow, it's going to snow. Listen, you heard about that fire in Cali. You know, like, it's going down.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be snow in Hawaii soon.
Okay.
I'm originally from Mississippi, so I was used to it. And it's the exact same thing in Mississippi. Like, if it snows, everything shuts down. And I mean, although the major highways are clear, there's some of those back roads. You have to think about those too that aren't so clear. So.
Okay, Jeremy.
Well, I'm from Florida,
right?
And I don't understand none of this. It was freezing, and my friend called. I called to talk to him back home today, and he was like, "Oh my God, it's like freezing," and I was like, "What is it?" He was like, "It's 50 degrees," and I was like, "Oh my God, it's like 30 here. I'm about to like freeze to death." Yeah. But the snow is so pretty. I've seen snow before. My friend was years ago when I went to Chicago. It was the first time. But here it is so beautiful. Like everything when I was riding, it was so pretty. So I thought it's absolutely beautiful. But I don't know. I don't know about closing down. I don't know about shovels. I don't know nothing about salt trucks. I don't know about stuff.
So Trey, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do here in Atlanta.
So I'm Trey, and I'm actually the writer, producer, and director of this new show that's coming out. It's called Love, Sex, and Marriage. Everyone go subscribe. You can subscribe at Trey Online 21. That's TRE Online, the numbers 21. It's a great show. It's premiering this January 14th. If you're in the Atlanta area, we're having a premiere party at Boneheads and Camp Creek. It follows 4 friends going through everyday life, dealing with drama, dealing with relationships, just dealing with all kinds of things, and you just kind of see how their life unfolds. It's a dramatic comedy sitcom.
Okay. What would be the difference between your show and any of the other web series that are out right now?
Something different about this one is it's going to deal with a lot of real issues that actually happen. So it's going to be like some serious moments, some comedy to soften it, but it's going to be some real issues that actually go on. It's not going to be just sex, and so it's going to be some real things that actually happen. I think people are really getting into it, and you can actually watch it with your whole family.
Okay, and I'm excited about it. So he's in it, correct?
Yes.
And what's your role in this show?
I play Darren, the boyfriend or love interest of one of the main characters.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like an accessory.
Okay. So I mean, we all know that gays love sex. We have a live audience and behind this camera. So
everybody loves sex.
Well, we gay, so we talk about that. And he made a distinct line and sentence and said that it's not just about the sex and that he has real issues and things of that sort. So, do you believe that your show is going to be authentic and real enough and have enough substance to keep the eyes watching? Because I'm telling you now, it is sex driven out here in these the web series world, and people like to see some booty cakes and some dang-a-lang slanging and swanging and stuff. Y'all know y'all do. Cut it out. Cut it out, Larry. You know you like to see some booty cakes up in the air. So how do you think people are gonna like if you don't have any sex? Do we see Larry's booty cakes in the show?
No, you absolutely do not. No, so that's what you're hoping. Don't want.
When I say it's not absolutely no sex. I mean, it's just not. It's not that it's.
Because Jeremy want to see some sex.
Yep.
No, I don't.
Sherelle, you want to see some sex?
Yeah.
That part.
I just feel like if the writing is good enough, then it'll keep you entertained, and you don't have to have just sex.
Especially because
we are more than just sex.
We are. You think
Yeah.
about Fresh Prince or Cosby Show; those are some of the most popular African American sitcoms that didn't have sex at all. And it's just like, instead of just giving, continue to do what people necessarily think they want or whatever. Like, put something else out there that they can consume besides just doing what everybody else is doing.
Hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's important for the writing to really be on par because, I mean, sex is very much, it's a given. People are going to want to see that. It doesn't take a whole lot of talent to perform that, you know. Well, I mean, depending on what type of talent you may be looking for. But I think, you know, from a writing standpoint and what actors are eager to accomplish, I think that having a great script and a great story, and then everyone knows we are very, very funny. You know, as Black LGBT, like our community, we are very, very funny.
Yeah.
Why can't we capture that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's something that I want to see personally.
So the word marriage is in the title of your show. And a lot of people have wanted us to talk about the concept of gay marriage and how it affects the blacks that live among the gays. Do you think that we have... All right. Come on. Can you land, man, real quick?
I thought it was a club, man. Yeah, he looked like one.
Everybody, Adrian, everybody.
How are you?
Hold on.
Good to see you.
All right, come and slide right on in. No pun intended. Can you close right at the bottom?
I can only do so much.
Yeah. You had to grab the jar. Okay, so a lot of individuals want to know our opinion on how we feel that the concept of marriage is within the gay community. Do we feel that we're hindering the blacks and being progressive? Do we feel that we're holding them back? What are your thoughts? Why do you laugh?
I'm sorry, because that sounds stupid to me.
Right, okay.
Like how we're hindering black people. Like how can someone else having rights hinder people, especially an oppressed people who feel like they should oppress people? Is tomfoolery to me, and it's just like that is my thing that I have. My issue. That is my issue I have with black people who do have an issue. It's like, how can you feel like oppressing someone else will make you more accepted or get you more rights? It won't. It won't. They still see you as black. Jigga said it best. Still nigga. No matter what you say, you might have a commonality. You might hate gay people like some other people who might hate black people do. But it's like they're still gonna hate you regardless. So I mean, it's just like live your life, let other people live theirs. I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about that.
All right. Because he's married. You are married.
I am married.
Legally married.
I'm legally married.
Yes, indeed. All right, now Trey, your show is about marriage.
I'm legally married as well. So
okay.
It's like, I mean, why would you hold somebody back from what they want to do? I mean, you love who you love, so like, you can't hold someone back from that.
Do you guys see yourselves getting married?
I do.
Oh, look at it.
Yeah.
I do.
He said
I'm
it
a
was
hopeless romantical.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like the older I get, like the more I really kind of like see that in my future. I think they say with cancers, I don't want to go zodiac, but like you have to like get to that space to be able to kind of see it for yourself. So when people ask me, do you want to get married, do you want to have kids? Like right now, no, because that's not what's on my to-do list. But you know, eventually I think I would.
And I'm open to any race too, not just African American.
Just putting that out there. Disclaimer.
Not just African
right on the bottom of the screen.
Because love is love. So it don't matter what color. If you accept me, I accept you. Let's just make it do what it do and just put a ring on it.
All right, Beyonce. How do you feel, Jeremy? You ready for marriage?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't know if that. I don't know. I think I want the kids first.
What?
Okay.
And that's okay. I think that's okay. I think it's good to be honest with yourself, because if you don't want that, then you don't want that. And it's better to be honest and say you don't want it than to get it, and then it's like it don't work out.
So you want to be a baby daddy?
A baby daddy or a baby mommy?
Daddy.
Okay. Let me clarify. So a lot of individuals fail to realize that no matter if you're straight or homosexual, you're gonna have problems in relationships. We see Tamar and Vince having their issues out in the public eye. Is it any different with the gays?
Nope.
So since you guys are the only ones married on the panel here, do you guys have rainbows and gumdrops every day? It's like pleasant and peaceful, and there's never an argument. There's never any issues.
No, I say no, and I just think about people who aren't married. Reference your family growing up, like sharing spaces with different people. It's the same thing. You love them no less, but you have disagreements and you argue and you fight. But do you break up with your sister or brother every time you argue or fight? No, you work through it.
So straight people and gay people are the same.
People are people.
Well, we got to talk to the. You know, we got to talk to
people are people.
They don't know. They don't know this.
Damn. I mean, this is like people are people. Just like, I mean, not even 40 years ago, there were some white people, still today, some white people who don't think black people are the same as they are. People are people, and I just don't understand that race, race difference, sexual preference difference, gender difference. We're all the same. We all want the same thing in the long run.
Okay. Does everybody agree?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that you can't look at like Tamar and Vince breaking up and saying that is not a reason why black people or gay people should not have the rights to get married. I think that a lot of the issues with gay people getting married is because now people and children and generations and people and straight people who are questioning themselves have to reckon within themselves, what does that mean for me? You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to be tempted, you know, because a lot of people have gotten married because of the societal thing, but they weren't actually, that's not what they wanted to do, but they've committed their life to it. So now it's like, okay, so then if I might be tempted, then my child might be tempted. So we get a lot of people who are like imposing their fears of what it means to see open gayness, you know, from their own personal experience, which is a problem. But if, as we all know, you know, gay people come from straight people. So at the end of the day, like, y'all don't want no more gay people, then stop having us, okay? Because we popping out.
All right. So, do you feel that as being gay or homosexual or whatever label you like to attach yourself, do you feel like you being married and or being single that we have to uphold a certain standard to prove to the masses that we are the same or that we are human?
What you think of me first?
I'm looking at anybody to, you know.
I personally feel like the key to this is, maybe I sound a little bit biased, but I think that like telling our stories through artwork is the most moving thing that you can possibly do. You think about any revolution that's happened in society and it came through with art first, because people were able to connect with the stories and the humor and the realism and stuff. They were like, wow, that person I connect with. That's why you can watch shows like Orange is the New Black and stuff, and a lot of people who watch have never been in jail or not in a lesbian situation or whatever the case is, but they can still say, I have to tune in every week because there's something about it that is just so compelling and real. And I think that we have to capture people from a narrative standpoint to be able to really tell what it's like so that people can connect. You know, but I think just kind of just saying that, you know, we just want this, we want that, but it's just like we have to be willing to open up ourselves, you know what I'm saying, and be able to kind of tell that story so that people can really connect with us. And we know black gay people are very closed off, you know, on the grand scheme of things, very closed off. So it's just like, that's just, I think, the direction we have to go.
Define closed off.
I think that we just prefer to deal with things that are more comfortable. We tend to want to be around people who make us more comfortable, and we don't have people like Larry who would love to have an actual debate. You know, other people just like, you know, fuck you. I'm good, I'm gone, I'm just not gonna come because I don't like her, I don't like how they make me feel.
Well, just like to avoid confrontation, so that's probably why they do that.
Yeah, I mean, you can avoid confrontation, but then you're still making a choice because comfort is very close to complacency. So,
but why would I be uncomfortable with somebody around somebody I don't like or get along with, or I know it's just gonna be drama?
I think sometimes we have to think about the reason why, and it's funny you said that because I thought about during Thanksgiving. I was so ready for one of my family members to be like, "So you gay? We heard you was gay," and I was telling my mom, I was like, "Listen." I said, if someone comes to me and says something about me being gay, I said, don't step in. I said, because I've heard every argument that could possibly be heard. Now, the reason I'm going to respond is for that nephew, for that niece, for that child back home that's questioning themselves. That's why I'm going to have the discussion. And I think that sometimes we have to pick and choose our battles and make a calculated risk to go in and be able to say, you know what, I'm going to do this because clearly you're struggling and I have some information. So let me just go ahead and hip you to it.
Okay. Is it hard being gay in front of kids, Trey?
Ooh. No, I don't think so. I'm like this all the time, and I work with kids every day, so
no. How do you feel, Jeremy?
I think certain things we should be mindful of, you know, because kids are impressionable. So you have to be mindful of the things, you know, maybe what you say and what you do. Because kids pick up, that's straight or gay. They pick up everything. So just be mindful of what you say around them, I think, because they are very...
So mindful of what? You can't French kiss your boyfriend in front of a child?
No.
I just don't think that.
Because I remember, I used to work with kids too.
Okay.
And of course I didn't want to go in there like, okay, I'm finna let them know I was just being myself. But eventually, like you said, kids, they catch on to stuff, and they see what they do. I mean, they do what they see pretty much. So I feel like it's just like a mannerism type thing. Like you gotta just be mindful. And plus, I was at work. And it is an elementary school, and kids just, I don't know. I really
I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, I'm dead serious. Like, I feel like you do sometimes have to watch yourself around kids because they will.
So
I don't think that's you said mannerism. What do you mean?
Just like how you carry yourself, basically.
Why?
Because I'm not finna go up in there like, what's up, girl? How you doing? And then I got this kindergarten, the first grade, like, Mr. S, and then their parents gonna be like, what the hell did I, you know? It's just, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, is it being professional? Because when you say mannerisms, that's not just that. That's like everything. So when you talk about gender roles don't necessarily make you gay or straight. So, you know, I was just asking.
But you know,
inquiring.
If you know you work around kids, you're not gonna go in there flamboyant as hell, knowing that, you know, kids really.
But if that's who you are and that's how you got hired, that's who you are. I mean, I'm not saying like snapping and everything else, but like there are flamboyant people who, so you think they should pretend to be someone else?
I'm not saying pretend, but I'm just saying just watch it. Just tone it down, mild it, do what you gotta do because
interesting.
Like it's really, I've seen it happen before. I'm gonna say that.
You seen what exactly happened?
I've seen, I don't want to.
You don't have to say names.
Yeah, because you know we used to work together, and it was just like they were being themselves, but they was just. I seen a toll that it was taking on his students, and I was just like, oh my god, like it was just like a domino effect, and it was crazy because when we first started, the kids didn't used to act like that. So now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, and then parents would complain. So I'm just speaking off of experience of what I've seen.
I want to interject. I think if you're a really good professional teacher or uncle or aunt or whatever it is, it's not defined by those mannerisms or those things that you do. It's the work that you do and the feelings that you give across at the end of the day. I remember I was in high school and we had this drama teacher named Mr. Dash, and he was very flamboyant, and we described our teachers based on how they were, so that was just his thing. But what we remember him for was just he always came into class and was like, guess what we're going to do today? Improv! And so like he would always come into class and do that, and so we were able to do that, and that's what I remember him as. It's like just being a really great like drama teacher, you know. And I think, go ahead.
So then my question would be to figure out what we're saying to the audience that's watching, because a lot of the questions that I get is it okay to be myself? Should I have to worry because I am gay? You know, I'm very flamboyant and I live in Jamaica. Help. Like these are a lot of things that we get in, and so I just want to clarify what I'm hearing. On one side of the table, you're suggesting that if you are flamboyant, you should kind of like throw a little cover over that when you're out in public, especially in a professional setting dealing with kids. And then on the left side of the table, you're saying that you should feel free and be yourself no matter what. Am I correct?
I think you're talking about two different things. You're talking about environment that you live in, and you're talking about spaces that you choose to go in. That's a different argument, because if you go to a job and your job is to do one thing, you are really great at that, then it shouldn't really matter about all that other stuff. But if you live in Jamaica and you have to just, you know, live out your life every day, then you do have to be mindful of the environment that you're in.
I think it's also important to remember this is your job too, so you still have to maintain professionalism. Right. So I mean, you can be you all day long, but just remember your job and what your job is and how you have to remain professional in it.
Okay. I just want one of y'all in the back there. How y'all doing? Hey, we got a little live situation going on behind the camera. How do y'all feel? Just one person, raise your hand if you have to say something. You want to say something? Y'all shy? Go ahead.
I kind of think that it's a thin line. I mean, kids are very impressionable, and I do agree with you. I apologize, I don't recall your name. I do agree with you with being yourself, being who you are, no matter where you are or what environment, you should be yourself. But I like to think that one would execute with a level of respect. And I think that's what you were going with. Be who you are, but be respectful and be mindful of the audience in which you're engaging.
So, I've been gay for a long time. Since I came out the vagina, I was gay. I didn't come out snapping, but I was doing something, maybe a wave or something. I probably waved to the doctor and said something. Right. So, you know, when I'm hearing Sherrod talk about, you know, toning it down, honestly, if I think back, as a child, I didn't really see anyone gay around me, so when I came out and I wanted to play with Barbie dolls or whatever the case may be, I didn't learn that from really anybody else. It's like certain things I just saw and it just was a natural attraction for me. So I'm hearing them talking is very interesting because kids are impressionable. But because we are all gay, I believe. Y'all like vagina?
That's I'm straight.
Okay, you're straight. Okay, sometimes. Larry wanted to talk about the standards. I'll just title it "The Standards of the Gay Lifestyle," and his concern was, we do. Some of us do. Some of us. I mean, some
of them set them too high, and they really don't.
So that's what we. Okay, so you already chiming in.
I'm just saying.
So Larry mentioned 401k plans, life retirement, making sure you have some money in the bank, life insurance, all of that stuff. So go ahead.
So the reason I asked that is because I've had friends pass away that are my age, and then their family is stuck with the burden of burying them. So they do GoFundMes and they have to do all of these different things to get up money to bury them. So I'm just like, in life planning, like, why are we not planning for the future? Because these things are going to happen. Whether it's tomorrow or 20, 40, 50 years from now, you're going to die. Everybody is. And we know that. So plan for it. Like, policies, especially when you're young, are so inexpensive that I'm just wondering why we're not planning. Why are we not planning for our future and kind of living day by day? And when I say 401k, like, even if you're putting like $5 aside, like, I worked with somebody and she was like, I put like $5, $20 aside since my children have been born. And that has made a difference. So they have a college fund when they grow up. You know, she's creating wealth for them so they won't have student debt. Why are we not doing that for ourselves?
All right. Anybody want to challenge? Or are we all doing that?
Yeah, I'm doing it with my job, so I ain't really got nothing to say.
I would like to piggyback, like, not really challenge it, but I just feel that that's not even just a gay issue. I think that's kind of a black people issue sometimes. It's just that we don't plan ahead. But I do think, like, with gay people, sometimes we get so caught up in the life. We're young, we're never gonna die, we just want to live for the weekend, that we don't think about those things that are going to happen. Like, you are going to die, and it's like you need to plan for that.
So if you meet a guy, Jeremy, and he doesn't have a 401k plan, he doesn't have but $200 in the bank, he doesn't know where he's going to be in the next 5 years, and he's complacent, and I don't know, he lives with 5 roommates. Would you give him the time of day?
$500?
It happens. It happens.
It does happen, and no.
5?
I won't. Okay, no, because you know what? You know, like, you work so hard to get where you are. You know what I'm saying? And I've worked really hard to get to where I am. Nobody gave me anything. I had to work to that. So I want somebody who is there with me, or a little bit. You have a little bit more than I do, so that you can help me. But I can't do no 5 roommates and no $200 in no bank account. I can't. And you don't know where you're gonna be in 5 years. No, that's unacceptable.
So what would be your advice to that person that's watching that has that fits that description?
They want to listen to me now. I'm just saying. I mean, I think that it is so important that you try to, because it is so true. You're gonna go, and we don't know how we're gonna leave. You know, we just think that we living, like you said, we in the moment. We live in a lifestyle. We doing our thing, and you just don't. You get away from that. You don't think about it. You know, but it's so important, because I've had, just as you said, friends who passed away who didn't have life insurance, and you know, it is left for friends or family to try to do that, you know, and they don't invest in anything, you know. It's just, I think that people should try to examine themselves and evaluate where you at and where you want to be. That should be everybody's goal, like, every day. My mom always put in us, like my siblings and I, that anytime that we want to do something, you set your mind to it, you write it down. So I've written down so many things that I've wanted to accomplish, and you know, I'm slowly getting there. A lot of things that I have, but she's always put that in there. So you know, all the time I'm thinking of new things that I want to do, that I want to accomplish, and I'm always writing stuff down. But I just think that we have to, as a community, we have to really encourage each other, you know, because then we don't have that. Nobody's back down the straight, maybe saying like, hey, you need to really try to like, you know, get you some life insurance or whatever. We just blinded by it, or I don't know, we don't think about it or something.
It is fairly cheap. There's a lot of policies out there that are extremely cheap, monthly payments, and you'd be like, really?
Right.
And I get how much? Oh, okay, it's real cheap. What would be your advice to somebody out there as far as a way for them to kind of get their life together, so to speak, and organize in a sense to where they could start a 401k or they can start some life insurance? What would you suggest?
I think you have to start to really challenge yourself and think about the type of life that you're living, and if that's really, really where you want to be, and start stepping outside of that, putting yourself around people who are going to invite you to events and workshops and things of that nature instead of the turn up every weekend. So you have to like always, because we don't, for Black people, we don't walk into life with a pension from our family and savings bonds and an inheritance and property that gets passed down and stuff. So we have a lot of people, especially in this millennial age, who are trying to start up and start off things on their own. So people are trying to get to that point, and sometimes life happens in that period. So I think that we have to look at that as more of a societal issue, as a generational issue, and try to take it. We have to take it amongst ourselves as a community to start incorporating that into what we do, so that we can, you know, start to look out for each other.
Okay, Trey.
I completely agree. To go back to what you said, I completely agree. I couldn't, I mean, I'm not dating anywhere, but if I were dating, I wouldn't date someone like that. But
why not, Trey? Why not?
I'm gonna finish what I was saying. Okay. But I think it's important to befriend someone like that, because sometimes people in situations like that just don't know. And if no one has ever been there to help you or to show you how to get all these things, then you just don't know. Because when you think about it, like, there are some like 18 through 22-year-olds who like family abandoned them. Or they just, or their family didn't know. And so then they go on and like no one ever shows them these things. And so they are just like living for the weekend. And so like if they've never encountered anyone who took the time to just network with them or show them how to network or how they can become more, then they just don't know. And so it's important to just open up their horizon.
And I would date somebody in that situation. I
would.
I would.
Be sure.
I would.
Really?
I would. I would. Me and my husband both, we didn't have what we have now when we met, but it was seeing that he had the promise and the drive, and like we could work together as a team to build. Like that was the most important thing to me. Like finding somebody who I could build with, because like I dated some of the most attractive people and everything else, but I couldn't build with them. Like, that's not important.
Right, what he said though was
no money.
No, but he said they didn't know where they're gonna be.
Right.
5 years. You said, you know,
you have to plan.
Right.
But if you don't have a plan, but sometimes, like you said, they don't know where they're going because they don't know. They don't know. So when you sit down and say, hey, well, babe, let's look at this. Like, this is what I'm doing. So this is how I got to where I am. Like, what do you think about this? Like, just planting seeds. And I mean, it might manifest, it might not, but it's like they could have promise if you just gave them the right direction and like information.
Okay.
And I might would do that 10 years ago. I couldn't do that today though.
Okay.
Not today.
Chris, would you date somebody with a disability?
Yeah. I would date somebody with a disability. I think that you know, depending on what the disability is, I can't just say, you know, it doesn't matter. But I think that, you know, all disabilities aren't off the table, you know, when it comes to would I date someone with one or not.
Okay. That was a nice answer. Sharad?
Yep, I would. And I say that because of my situation, my birth defect. So I really it's just about the person. I don't care. Like, they can be blind in one eye. They, you know, it's just about the person. You know what I'm saying? And this ties into if they were HIV positive or negative. I still would, even if they were positive.
All right. Yeah, we're going down the line.
Oh. No, I would date someone. I think love is love, and you know, when you're attracted to somebody, regardless of all of that, because you can be with them and they could be healthy and strong, get in a car accident, now they're paralyzed, you're gonna break up with them because of that. You know, now that they're handicapped, you know, after you've been with them. So I could date, you know, somebody if it happens, it happens for me.
Well, I can't answer the question because I've never been approached by someone with a disability to say yeah or nay. Knowing me, I might have a problem with it. I don't really know, so I'm not gonna say yes or no.
What if they got scoliosis and they make their butt look bigger?
Oh God! What if they was Fetty Wap cousin or something? And they was what?
Okay, so
that's a disability.
I mean, I don't know. So I'm not attracted to Fetty Wap. I'm not attracted to Fetty Wap.
Because you got to answer the question now. You got to.
What you said right there.
What happened? Don't lie. Yeah, I'm not lying. I'm saying I don't know. So I'll say this. I'm probably not. I'll say that. Depending on, like Chris said, depending on what the disability is, I'm not sure. But I would hope that I would see past that and see the person's heart if they do have a good heart.
Free your mind.
It wouldn't be a deal breaker for me, but I would have to consider it. And I think just being honest with myself, like I would just have to consider this. People without a disability, you just have to take the whole person in. So I mean, it just depends on the person as a whole. I would look past their disability to see the person as a whole.
I think I would date somebody with a disability. Like I have a disability, so I mean, it just depends on what, like if we vibe or if not or whatever.
Okay, so I'm gonna be a little bold and blunt because we've been really kind of on this show, very be like all nice and stuff.
Kick it up a notch.
But my thing is, okay, so Star is a show that's on Fox, and you have one of the females dating a guy that's paralyzed and in a wheelchair. So when they started dating, he was not paralyzed, but then he got paralyzed, and she's sticking with him. If somebody rolled up to you and said, "Hey, can I have your number?"
See,
first of all,
should you do that? Come on.
What you mean?
Roll up on you like
that?
No, I'm just saying. I'm not being funny. Answer the question. Answer the question.
I think that's a little different. Like, I mean, being that I'm with someone now, so like if they got a disability after we've been together, then I definitely wouldn't leave them because of that. Like that's totally different than meeting someone with one versus being with someone that didn't hate.
So we're gonna be specific. If he rolled up and said, "Hey, I think you're cool. I want to get your number. How you doing? I like your show. Can we kick it?" What would be your response? No, y'all not married now. I don't want to hear that. Y'all are not married now. Hypothetically speaking, now we're gonna go from the line, start from the left to the right. Yeah. Would you, if he rolled up, would you say, "Hey"?
You don't have to keep saying.
I don't, but I'm saying it.
You are coming from a bad place. But yes, I would go on a date. Listen, I've dated some really ugly people on the inside, so I can't see why I would be against somebody in a wheelchair. That I don't have a problem with that. Like, we could have a good time, we could go out, we could talk, we could have more in common than anybody else. So it's basically how we vibe. And if I feel like I could build with that person, then we would move forward.
All right. I like that answer. That was very PC.
This is very Christian of you.
I wouldn't dismiss someone just because they were in a wheelchair. I mean, if your personality and you as a whole are bigger than that, then we can be cool. We can go on the date, and see where it goes from there. But I'm not gonna dismiss you just because you're in a wheelchair. Now, if we go on that date and everything is about woe is me because I'm in this wheelchair, then that's gonna be an issue.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I'm sorry, sir. Green Tux. What's your name? Devin, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I am great.
Good.
I'm going to ask you this question. You're in the live studio audience in the back of the camera. I'm talking to Devin. Devin, what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Pisces.
Okay, Pisces. So, Mr. Devin, if someone came up to you and he's in a wheelchair and he wanted to, he was attracted to you, thought you were everything, and wanted to know if y'all could go out on a date, what would be your response?
If he is attractive and there's some genuine chemistry there, sure, man.
All right. Why y'all had to laugh? Right. He got to be attracted to the person. Yes. He can't just be no person just rolling up. He got to be attractive.
Yes, Devin.
I'm blaming Devin.
Okay. Jeremy.
This is like a trial.
Sherrod, what does it feel good? No lies. It says no lies, Jeremy.
No lies, Jeremy.
You pointed that out for me.
Keep it real, Jeremy.
Yes, I would.
You would?
Yeah. I would date someone who's in a wheelchair. I mean, it just, if it's right, it's right,
Oh.
Seriously.
Sherrod, so what you saying?
Just don't say no, Sherrod, because that's what you're trying to say.
Well, okay, it's 50-50. I would, and then it's like, okay, it just, yeah, I would. I really would. Because if I like them, like everybody, if I like them and we got a connection, and then sexually, you know, we can
What are
make
y'all
it work.
doing? What are y'all doing sexually?
Use your head.
Come on, Chris. What you got, Chris?
I would talk to someone who's in a wheelchair. I have to think about the fact that my life ain't over yet either.
Come on.
And I may end up in a wheelchair one day. So I don't want to eat the words that I say because I know that I'm still going to be a whole person. I know what I want for myself. And if I can look at how I feel personally and how I would want to be treated and respected, then I can transpose that onto somebody else and be able to give them at least the time of the day. At the end of the day, you don't know where your blessing is going to come from. So to try to think that it's going to come in this form or that form or this type of person, you could be missing out on something that has a greater calling for your life. So if someone comes to me the right way, they have a great personality, they've got great energy, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be open to it.
All right.
And then I know for a fact they got a 401k.
Oh. Okay.
Hypothetically speaking.
Okay. Sherrod, do you hold grudges?
Yep.
Oh.
Because I'm a Libra.
Okay. Chris, do you hold grudges?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. You've learned. Okay. Jeremy, do you hold grudges?
I do not.
You sure?
No, I don't.
All right. Wesley, yes I do. God damn it. Depending on what the hell you did to me, I'm holding the goddamn grudge.
That's right, Wes.
And depending on how long I've known you, and depending on what you did, I'm holding that shit on tight. I am. God damn it.
You're going to have to get over that.
I probably will not. But it's okay though. It's okay. Sir, do you hold grudges?
No. I'm good at letting things roll off my back.
For real.
Really?
I go with the flow.
So okay, so can you do me a favor, close that door a little bit? I'm having it a little loud up in here. So, you and I are best friends. We A-spoon coons. We've been rocking since forever.
Right, it's a trap.
I come over your house. We chilling. We having a good time. Everything's cool, copacetic.
I'm not part of this.
You say, "Hey, friend." I'm like, "Hey, what's up, friend?" I'm about to go out and do my thing real quick. I'm about to go to the store. I'm like, "What's your husband's name?"
Rico.
Where's Rico? Oh, he upstairs sleep. Okay, don't bother him though. You know, whatever. I got you, friend. No worries. You go ahead and handle your business. I get in my bag of tricks, you know, I'm feeling myself. I think Rico kind of cute. So, ain't nobody else here but me and Rico. And Rico know me, we cool. So I go upstairs and, you know, I tiptoeing and shit, looking around, seeing if you got cameras, what's going on. I find Rico's room, and you know, Rico's asleep. So, you know, I'm feeling a little thirsty. My mouth needed a little bit quenched, you know. I quenched my thirst a little bit.
Well.
So, long story short, you find your bestie of so long in the bed with Rico. Now, I'm pretty sure Rico ain't gonna do it and blah, 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 and he's a man and you know him and all this. But let's just say, this ain't the Rico we talk about. This another Rico, goddammit. And you found Rico and your best friend in the bed doing it, and you come in after you just bought some whatever you was buying. How would you feel? Would you hold that grudge, or would you just let it roll over your back?
When I say let it roll off my back, I can let that roll. Now we can't still be friends. Right. Me and Rico can't still be together, but I'm not gonna hold it against you forever. Now moving forward, we're not friends anymore. But I don't have a grudge against you. I wish you the best in your life. Our paths are going in different directions, but I wish you the best in that direction.
So isn't that, if you're not friends, doesn't that mean you held the grudge?
No, that just means that we went and we can no longer be friends.
That means your season is over.
That season is done.
That's it.
So you wouldn't,
holding the grudge would be every time I see you, I'm doing all of that extra stuff. I can still see you within. I mean, if it's still fresh. If I see you that next weekend, we might have a problem. But if I see you a month from now, I can see you and speak and go our separate ways.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't meant to be. If Rico gonna do, not Rico, I don't want to even use his name, but whoever that person was I was with,
tell him,
did that, then we weren't supposed to be together anyway.
All right.
So.
All right. Do you hold grudges? No. So. All right, pop that cork. So everybody in your life that has done you wrong, you are still cool with them, and you've worked it out, and y'all get along, and y'all hanging, and everything's great.
No, so much like Trey, I have I get over things and I work through things. However, when I get to the point where I am not working through things anymore with you, you're not a part of my life anymore. So therefore, I don't hold a grudge. Like,
Because
do I hold a grudge? I mean, just because I'm like, there's about 20,000 people upstairs. I'm not friends with them. I don't think about them. I don't have a grudge against them. They're just not a part of my life. You become one of those people. You just don't exist in my world anymore.
And I feel like when you hold a grudge against somebody, it really only hurts you. Because the person who you got the grudge against either doesn't know or don't care. And then, so it's like, why hold on this for you?
All right. Y'all better go ahead and say it. Ty, you hold grudges, Ty.
Whoa, okay. Off guard, I guess I have to say no.
So there's no one in your life right now that you just...
Nah, I learned how to forgive.
All right.
I mean, different levels. Some I don't deal with afterwards. Some I might do round two. But definitely I learned how to forgive. It's easier on me.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, you're the only one that hurt.
Yes,
the person who hurt you has probably gone on and did other things.
Exactly.
You want to sit there dwelling on it. Not
like you said,
right.
sometimes they don't even know.
Right. You know? But I ain't never say I forget.
Okay.
So you don't have to forget.
All right. All right. Well, that was pretty interesting. I want to appreciate y'all for coming on. What would be your last, piggyback and looking at everything that we discussed, what would be your takeaway from the episode to tell someone? And everybody think about that because Chris going first.
My takeaway from this episode would be about being good for yourself so that you can be good for others. I think holding grudges, that comes to us from a spiritual standpoint. What is your spiritual understanding? How do you deal with forgiveness and people and family and your financial and your health and stuff? That all comes back from a spiritual standpoint. And then being able to understand that you're good for other people so that you can grab those friends who may not be working on their, long-term goals and stuff and say, hey, instead of us going to brunch, why don't we go to this workshop I heard they had down in Atlanta? So that's what I took away.
Okay. Sherrod?
Now, this is still processing fresh in my head, but I'm just gonna... So what I took from this episode was to always be yourself in anywhere and everywhere you go. Just think ahead. And learn how to forgive and forget and just let go.
Okay.
And be prepared for the snow.
Right. That part.
So,
okay.
Let's see. Really just kind of like both of what they said, being prepared, looking for the future, getting things prepared, for you just never know. And I just wanted to say this, that I've started, a friend of mine who's a part of Miracle of Love, which is an organization that's back home, HIV/AIDS, and I've been now a part of that. He's like, come on and help. Come on, you want to be a part of it? And I was like, sure, I'll do it. And so I grabbed some more of my friends. So it is true, and it's you get educated, and then you're able to help people. So I think that like you were saying, just grabbing people and taking them up instead of going to the club or turning up like that and doing something different. So
does Miracle of Love have a website that they could people could go to?
Yes, and I would have to get you that.
Okay, and we'll put the information for Miracle of Love below.
Yeah, I'll get you that.
All right. Takeaways from me. Marriage seems to be interesting if you're gay. And another takeaway, if someone rolls up to me and wants to give me their number, I might have to think about it. Like Devin said, if he's attractive, he'll get a wink. Right. And if he got money in the bank.
Who's paying for the date?
Oh, who's paying for the date? Probably him. Because I got to do all the work.
First of all, wait.
What? Anyways, no, I'm just fucking with y'all. Y'all know I'm just fucking with y'all. Not really, but kind of. No, but I will say this. This is my takeaway. My takeaway is that no matter what you are, in regards to your sexual orientation, everyone can be the same, and everyone is more alike than they are different. Especially within regards to marriage and how we decide to live our lives. I do think that you should plan more. So if you are one of those younger individuals that are watching, definitely think about your future, because it was not too long ago that I was in my 20s not really thinking about my 30s, and in my teens, not really thinking about my 20s. So you definitely have to plan to succeed and plan to grow, and that would be my takeaway.
Mine definitely tune in. It's January 14th. Make sure you tune in.
January 14th.
But also, don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself by holding grudges to things that don't really matter. Don't limit yourself to someone who may roll up on you. Don't limit yourself in all situations of life. Just make sure you be open to hearing people out, and just, you know, even that person who may not have as much as you. Don't limit yourself because you may be able to help that person.
All right. You heard that, Larry?
I did. I don't limit myself, definitely.
No, never mind, go ahead.
Anyway, my takeaway is value yourself. Like, value what you bring to situations and value yourself enough to invest in yourself. Whether you value yourself when you go into a job or spaces and places where you choose to live and where you choose to frequent. If the people there don't value you, then find other places where you are valued. Value yourself enough to plan for your future, because you deserve to be comfortable. You deserve to have a future. Value yourself enough to experience life and have new ideas and meet new people that are different from you, because they can introduce you into so many different things. So,
all right. Well, I want to thank y'all for watching Culture Club. Leave a ton of comments down below. Don't take me too serious. I just like to make y'all laugh. But yeah, some kind of take me serious. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Love y'all. Later. All right, break time. Break time. Get this wind up. This little wind up going. And we'll do another episode. Thank you, Trey. That was great. You gonna be on the next one? I will. Okay. That's a knee. I'm not going nowhere. I was leaving. Oh.
Now I was saying, I was saying, I knew you was breaking that quick. No, that's what I was saying. Go ahead.
That's fine.
I'll let you
Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? I am Wesley from A Connection TV, the network, the one channel on YouTube, where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And I am here to tell all you beautiful guys out there about an all-new male event in 2018. The month is Leo month, August. Of course, my birthday is in August, so that's one of the reasons why I decided to throw this event this particular time. But another reason why I decided to throw this event at this particular time, which is August 10th to the 12th, is because it's not a major holiday, so it won't be as expensive as it is to go on all of these other events during holiday seasons as it will be to go to mine. A lot of you guys have seen all of my travel videos. You say that you've gone to a lot of these events because of me. Thank you. And you've, over the years, have trusted my input to going to these events. Hell, I still get emails and messages on Facebook and Instagram about these grand events. You guys still are going, asking me for advice, and that's cool. But my thing is, it's about time that I threw something that I think would be great, fun, and is definitely needed. So, in 2018, I am throwing a couple events. One event is the cruise, which is April 19th to 23rd, 2018. It's going to be on the Carnival. It is called the second annual Brothers Cruise because we went on one this past March. We departed out of Orlando and we took the Victory. But this time we're going to be departing out of Miami, taking Sensation, and as opposed to going to Bahamas, we're going to go to Mexico, Cozumel. It's going to be fun, and this particular trip, although it is through Carnival, is going to be a collection of guys, and it's about brotherhood, it's about coming together, and it's about networking and having a great time. That's what this trip is all about. If you've never been on a Carnival cruise, I suggest that you do book this one so that you can be around like-minded individuals, aka gays. The Carnival does see a couple of us throughout their cruises, but it's not a lot of us, so I figured why not organize an event on one of the Carnival cruises so that a lot of us will be in attendance. So definitely look into going on the second annual Brothers Cruise, and that's April 19th to the 23rd, 2018, and all the information is on eventsbywest.com. Now, the main event that I want everybody to really go to is in August. August 10th to the 12th, 2018, Fort Lauderdale at the Grand Resort and Spa. OMG, this particular resort is completely satisfying to all of our needs as traveling men. I've stayed at this resort quite a few times, and every time I go, I'm always completely satisfied. There are a few reasons why I think you would have a phenomenal time coming to my event. Reason number one, the resort in itself is gay owned. Oftentimes you go to all of these major big budget events and we always put our dollar into the straights. Always. We're always putting our dollar into the straights more so than we're putting it into our own pockets, into our own community. This resort is gay owned. This resort is obviously gay friendly. This resort is a neighboring resort to other resorts that are gay friendly. Reason number one why you should go to my event. Reason number two why you should go to my event is because it's my birthday and I want to celebrate and I want to have a good time, and every birthday that I throw, I have a phenomenal time, and the people that are in attendance always has a phenomenal time. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I'm all about fun, but I'm also all about quality, which leads into the number three reason why you should come to this event, the Grand Resort and Spa. The Grand Resort and Spa. The Grand Resort and Spa, okay? This event is not expensive like a lot of other events, okay? Rooms start at as low as $120 a night, but there's only 4 of those rooms left available for the $120 a night rate. It's courtyard guest room, okay? One of the benefits to the Grand Resort and Spa, outside of every room having a microwave and a refrigerator, which is not offered at a lot of these events that you go to and these expensive ass hotels that you have to spend money at. But parking is free. Go figure. Go figure. Parking is free. Parking is free. There's continental breakfast no matter what room you're in, no matter what room you book. There's free Wi-Fi no matter what room you book, no matter what room you're in. Full service pool, full service jacuzzi, full service spa, pedi, medi, massages, facials, okay? All of that located at the resort. You don't have to walk this way. You don't have to walk a block this way to take advantage of everything that's offered. Also at the resort, there's an adult area that's clothing optional. So for those of you that like to walk around free, you can definitely do that. One of the things that I like about this resort as well, not only is the customer service top notch, but the resort caters to your every need in terms of visually stimulating gardens that you can walk through. And one of the things that I did when I was at the resort is that I took a shower outside because they have outside showers. So if you are kinky like me a little bit and you like those outside showers, definitely ask when you call to book, ask for Edward and say, Edward, I'm interested in the room with the outside shower. How much does that cost? It's exquisitely pleasant to take a shower outside. Reason number 4 why you should go to my event is going to be fully catered. Where can you go to an event and it's fully catered with actual good food? You don't actually have to leave the facility to get some food. Now I'm not talking about room service in terms of the hotel charging you $15 for a hamburger with no ketchup. I'm talking about actual food, okay? All of the information about the caterer is actually on the website at eventsbywest.com. Reason number 5 to go to my event. We're going to be supporting local gay artists who will be performing at the pool party and Sunday's events as well. If you know of anyone that would like to perform that has actual talent and they are gay, definitely send them my way in terms of giving me their information or you giving them my information so that we can hopefully connect and cross-promote and make things happen. I want to create a space where our people can perform and we're not booking straight artists who can care less about the gays to come to these events. We're booking gay artists to come to this event. So that's another reason why you should come to B-Men in Hot Lauderdale. Reason number 6 to come, the beach is 1 block away. Literally, you do not need an Uber to have a good time at B-Men in Hot Lauderdale. The beach is right across away. Like it's like 1 block up and you're at the beach, period. 5 blocks down the road and you're dealing with restaurants and the mall. Or shopping areas, let me say that. Because the mall is like a 4-minute Uber ride around the corner. But everything is within the vicinity of the resort. If you want alcohol, that's 1 block away. But depending on what pass you get, you probably get complimentary alcohol. Where is that offered? Complimentary. I don't know who does that. I don't know. Wesley does. That's who does that. Be Men in Hot Lauderdale is a party that was created for men who like to be men. It's a place where you can feel safe, it's a place where you can feel comfortable, and it's a place where you can be you, okay? Outside of that, I want to create an event space where it's not about the best body, it's not about who has the most money, it's not about who has the biggest following. It's about all of us realizing that we're all one and the same as far as gay is concerned, and us coming together to connect, bond, and network. We do have some sponsors that'll be assisting in creating this event and making sure that it goes through without fail. But if you are a potential sponsor or would like to cross-promote or feature some of your items or anything of the sort at the event, definitely hit me up at eventsbywest.com. So the schedule is as such. Friday, we have a welcome reception. We have a Spades and Games tournament that night, and we have a club party that night. Saturday is going to be a pool party, another Spades and Games tournament, and or karaoke night, and we're going to have another club night. And then Sunday will be a special screening, a brunch, and it will be a penthouse and jacuzzi party, which will probably lead into pajamas, which will probably lead to something else. One of the things that I also like about this resort is that they're running a sale during this particular time of the season, where if you buy 3 nights, you get the 4th night free. So you can come Thursday and leave Monday, or you can come Friday and leave Tuesday. That sale only applies to the rooms that are $160 per night or more. Granted, there are only 4 $120 rooms left. In order for you to book, you must book directly through the hotel. We're not doing anything on the website. You have to book directly through the hotel, and that's by phone number. The phone number to call to book is 954-630-3000. 954-630-3000. The contact is Edward, and Edward is your go-to guy for all the information that you would need regarding your room. You only need 1 night's deposit to reserve the room, and then you can pay the rest off when you get there. Make sure you have your coins ready to go. Also, this event is a private event, so not only do you need to be a guest at the resort to attend, you also need to buy a pass to attend as well. There's a VIP pass for $200, and then there's the regular guest pass for $100. Overall, no matter how much money you decide to spend, no matter what room you get at the resort, and no matter what pass you buy, this particular event is cheaper than all of the other events, and you get more. Besides a straight artist to perform, and besides giving your money to a straight owned event that really doesn't give a shit about your fucking ass, and really all they want is your money. Yeah, I mean, besides that, and then besides needing a car to travel everywhere, I guess, or being stuck in traffic to go to one of the events, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of differences here, and you don't need to travel overseas to have fun. You can stay on your own soil. I'm just throwing that out there too, you know, I'm just throwing that out there too. Besides, it's all about fun, baby, and it's all about fun at a good coin cost, okay? Not some expensive ass cost. It's in August, it is some time away, but rooms are being booked. There's only a certain amount of rooms at the resort. It's not like an 800 room resort. It's very intimate, it's very sexy, and it's gay owned once again, and it's gay owned once again. Okay? So definitely come and have a good time. I'm looking forward to meeting y'all. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all. I'm telling you right now, all of the times that you're in my DMs about everybody else's event, you can easily be in my DMs about my event. For us, by us. And I know FUBU might say a little something about this, but it's for us, by us. Holla at your boy with all the information on eventsbywest.com. Call Edward up now to book your room before it gets booked and there's no space left. Okay, definitely. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all at Be Men in Hot Lauderdale, a party where men can be men. And if you come on the cruise, it's going to be a party as well. Eventsbywest.com, more events will be coming to you. If you live in Atlanta, there will be a Spades and Games night starting in March. Also, if you're looking for a fall trip, we will be doing a cabin trip as well very soon. So stay tuned to eventsbywest.com. Love you so much. Don't be scared to hit your boy out about the info regarding Be Men in Hot Lauderdale. Love you.
play into our society. That is actually a tool that should be used, yes, for, you know, a bridge to help us out, but let's be clear, we are now on equal footing, okay? Our oppressors have been continuing to build wealth. Let's not forget that our ancestors 2 generations ago couldn't even get things like,
as far as like being very progressive for gay people in general, and you have a lot of reflections of gay people in very, very powerful positions there where they're allowed to be open and allowed to be, you know, but I feel like, so from a corporate standpoint, DC's definitely got it, but I feel like from an artistic expression and probably just as in a general expression, Atlanta is definitely on the front edge of progressiveness.
As a city, I will say that I'll admit that I just moved here literally 6 days ago. And I moved here from DC. And so I think that one of the reasons why I'm very conscious of moving to a place where I don't feel like a unicorn, or I don't feel like I stand out, or I don't feel like I have to work extra hard in order to fit in or to